is good to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, Jim's going to be talking to us about elephant seals, and to tell you listeners, I made my first trip down to Hearst Castle a few weeks ago. Certainly it was interesting, but what caught me more than that gargantuan place were the elephant seals a few miles up the road, and that is where Jim is a docent. Jim, tell us, how exactly do the elephant seals differ from what we have in Pier 39? I always thought those were elephant seals.
Well, they are seal relatives, or sea lions, kind of the Bowery boys of the seal family. They make all the racket and the noise. And they're, yes, rather good sized. The males get to 1,000 pounds or so, and much larger than the harbor seal, which is about half that size.
Okay.
But the elephant seals are an entirely different branch of the seal family.
Okay.
And much larger. The male elephant seals can be 5,000 pounds.
Wow.
They grow this big nose trunk thing, and they're therefore the elephant.
Okay, I got you.
The females are smaller, and only about 1,500 pounds. They're quite exceptional in terms of the seal, or mammals in general. They have not only one of the longest migrations, but they do it twice a year. The females are about 3,000 miles, and the males as much as 6,000.
Why are you involved with the seals, the elephant seals? What is the cause for concern about them? What's going on?
Well, we thought they were extinct at one time. Actually, an arm of the federal government declared them extinct. The Smithsonian sent a research team out to investigate elephants, the northern elephant seal, in the late 1800s.
Okay.
They found 9 of them on one of the Channel Islands, and decided that was not a sustainable population.
Okay.
So they killed 8 of them to research them.
Are you kidding me?
But they apparently missed a bunch, and there was a surviving population, probably on Guadalupe Island, off of Mexico. They've been as few as 20 individuals.
But how many are we looking at now? Has the population recovered?
It's one of the major conservation success stories. The total population is probably approaching 200,000.
Okay. So we're back from extinction
to lots.
To lots of them.
They have overflowed their island habitat. They were on the coastal islands. They began coming ashore at Año Nuevo near Santa Cruz. First on the island and then on shore there, probably 20 or 30 years ago. 30 years ago. The first ones showed up at Piedras Blancas, where we are, in the 90s. The first babies were on shore there in probably 93, maybe 94. And just a few.
Okay.
This last January, we had 4,100 babies born at Piedras Blancas.
Just that side alone. And I noticed in the information you sent us, it looks like they're scattered pretty much up and down the California coast. There are different spots where they nest, migrate to. Is that a fair assessment?
It's actually more like a timeshare.
Okay.
They really live in the ocean.
And
they come on shore twice a year.
Okay.
As adults, they come on once in the winter to have babies, to nurse the babies, and make new ones. And then they come back again as adults in the summertime to molt. They have a catastrophic molt. All of their fur comes off.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of that. It's pretty intense looking.
If they're not adults, their second trip down is to rest in the fall. They come into molt in the summertime, and then they come back sometime during the fall to rest before the adults come in for the big party.
Well, listeners, what I'd say, and the real cool part about visiting where Jim works down by San Simeon, is that you can actually see this timeline sketched out, and depending upon what it is you wish to see, whether it's the sea lions the elephant seals giving birth, or if you want to see the molting, or if you want to see the ever-popular elephant bullfighting, which, frankly, those photos were a little bit much for my stomach, Jim. But you can choose the time. When you want to see it, it will be happening.
There's always some elephant seals on the beach. We thought, traditionally, before this year, September has been very quiet, to the point of not even scheduling docents out there for September.
Okay.
But this year, the quietest it got was 1,000 or 100 elephant seals on the beach, and the quietest time in September. It builds up for the fall resting period until about this time of the year when it built up to about 1,000 a week or so ago, and back down now to 500 or 600. And now we're getting ready for the big males to begin showing up and claiming their territory, claiming their beach, and trying to encourage the girls to come in.
A harem of 25 I saw in some cases.
Yes, it can be that many, yes.
Well, I do encourage you to take a look at this. It is quite interesting. And Jim, your specific group is called Friends of the Elephant Seal. Is that right? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Friends of the Elephant Seal is a group of volunteers who have decided to act as docents, educators, because this particular haul out is right along Highway 1 at the south end of the Big Sur, so there's a lot of traffic.
Oh, that's true.
They started having cars just pulling off the side and jumping fences to go look at them.
And you got to see the picture of this one, folks. The guy standing on the beach with the 5,000-pound bull male. Not very bright.
Not too bright. And it was causing problems on the highway as well.
Ah, yes.
The highway was about to wash away anyhow, so in the process of realigning the highway, they made a parking lot. So we now have an official parking lot, a boardwalk that is ADA accessible, another end of the parking lot where it's less restrictive and you get more feeling of being out in nature with the seals.
And is that pretty well what the Friends focuses on? Is the seals?
Friends is focusing on the seals. Our duties are to show up 4 times a month and spend 3 or 4 hours out there just informing people about the seals and what they're seeing at the time. What you're seeing at the time is always a shifting population. An individual may be there in the fall for a month, fasting.
Wow.
The males may come in at Christmas time and be on the beach, staking out territory, and stay there until March, fasting. The females come in and have their babies in January. The female is fasting the whole time she's there. The only person that eats on the beach is the baby.
I gotta say. And listeners, they're able to gain those babies. Some of them gain up to 10 pounds per day just on mother's milk. And if you take a look at the picture of the super wiener, I got a kick out of that one. A 600-pound baby.
In a month.
In a month. That's... frankly, I wouldn't know what to make of it. But you look at the picture of them on the beach, and yeah, they do look like a hot dog, at least in my mind they do. If somebody is interested in helping out your group, what would you like them to do?
Well, we have the Friends of the Elephant Seal has a website. We'd be very happy to have you come to that. The website is elephantseals.org.
Okay.
And has lots of information on there about the seals and about us, and where you can send some money. We would be very happy to accept some.
Well, I gotta say, listeners, it was quite a fascinating thing. I had not intended to go there, but it was well worth the stop as we were heading into the Hearst Castle. And I gotta tell you, the elephant seals were a whole lot more interesting and less expensive. It's free. A whole lot less expensive than the Hearst Castle. And there's no gift shop. Kudos on that.